I did 2 masks for myself. And then I was wearing it. I didn't even last the day with 1 mask. Said, okay, let me do 10. Same thing happened. Because most of these masks, I don't sell them. I give them to people, especially the frontline workers, the cops. So well, it actually started funny when I was playing at Hustlers. So as a Bosso supporter, I had players of Islanders who were my friends, the likes of Ona Gombani, Vusanyoni. So every time they would come to chill with me at Hustlers, it would be Lapo, Alpha, Lapo, Alpha, Lapo. So it grew from the Ona Gombanis to the next generation of Obadiahs, to the next generation of Zephaniahs and stuff like that. So that's how it started, the whole Lapo thing. From Bosso soccer players to the supporters and everywhere. Yeah. My real name is Sibaningi Mzoe Ndebele. Yeah. So Mzoe is from my middle name, which is Mzoe. Yeah. So DJ Mzoe is from Mzoe, but my real name is Sibaningi Mzoe Ndebele. Yeah, we're very different people. There are 2 different people, all in all. Me, I'm more into DJing, and I'm Mzoe. And Mzoe 7 is also someone who's different. He's an artist. So, but 2 different people. Some people might mistake my number. Maybe they'll be wanting to chat to Mzoe 7 and they can get to my number. And it's vice versa also. Maybe when they're looking for me, they can get to... I started DJing way back. 2003, 2004. That's when I started. And my influences... I just started DJing. And I don't know how it happened, but I just started DJing. It just started on its own. Yeah. No one in my family is a DJ. No one in my family is an artist. I'm the first in my family and I'm the 3rd born. So it just started. I don't know how, and I don't know. One thing for sure, this DJ industry, especially here, it doesn't pay. So if you got no patience, you will just give up before anything starts. Because it really doesn't pay. It pays, yes, but it doesn't pay the way it's supposed to. So for me, it took about, because I started in around 2003, right? 2003, 4. And then I went to 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. That's when I started playing like in a club. The first club that I played at was Hustlers. So that's when I started playing here and there. They're giving me slots here and there. And then that's when I can say it really started in 2008. Like I'm now there, 2008. So about 4 years, 5 years, that's how it took me. That's how long it took me to get into a club. Yeah, it's never easy. At Hustlers, there used to be so many DJs, as many as 8 DJs in one club. So what happened, it was in December, and the main DJ who was supposed to play, they didn't pitch up. And I had to take the night away. I had to play the whole night on my own. So me, I was used to play, maybe they used to make me play before 10, just to warm up and stuff like that. So that night of it, they said, Mzoe, tonight it's you. Because the guy didn't come, maybe he had his party somewhere or whatever function. So I had to take it through the night, through the next day. So really, that was the opener for me, that gig. It was in 2008. So yeah, I can say that was the one. I may have got too many gigs. But the most outstanding one was the one when I won Miller DJ Challenge at Horizon. That one was the best gig ever because I was used to play at one place. So it was like my first time at Horizon, different place, different feel altogether. And I managed to pull through and I won the DJ challenge. And that was the most outstanding because after that gig, people started talking now. Like, who's this DJ, who's this DJ, and stuff like that. And also there are other influencer gigs also which happened. Now I don't know which one to put. But basically, whenever it's not a club gig and it's an outside gig or different place, it will give you a different feel altogether. Especially when people dance. Even out of town, if it's out of town, like this one which happened in Gwanda, where we played from 24th December to 25. The gig ended up at around 9 a.m. When we started the previous night, people were still dancing. So there are so many gigs which can stand out, but to choose one, it will be difficult because all of them will be rocking. Yeah. The most rewarding part about being a DJ is you can use it to your advantage. DJing, it's up to you how you want to take it. You want to take it for the fame, or you want to take it to make money, or you want to take it to do whatever. But the most rewarding part is to use it to your advantage if you got your side hustles, especially. That's how I do it. The more you get fame and people know you, you can use it to your advantage and make your side hustles through the way people will be knowing you. Imagine if there are 30 people, they all want 30 different songs of their choice, and you're not engaging the people, it will be difficult. But if you use the mic and you talk to people, that's how I do it. I talk to people through the mic. Can you feel it? Sometimes you can hear total silence. Sometimes they can sing along and stuff like that. Even before I start playing, you just talk to the people. How far, how far? Through talking to someone, you can simply tell that this one likes this one likes this. And when you get there, at least you'll be having a rough idea of what your people want. And then I use the mic to engage through. If you want to be successful as a DJ, you're supposed to know what people want. Because to be a good DJ and to be known and to be effective to people, you're supposed to engage with the people. So you gotta have good PR relations with people, your public relations, the way you contact with your people, the way you mingle with your people. Because, for example, if you don't talk to people, who's gonna support you when you got a gig? No one. But if you engage, you talk to people, you tell them I'm playing there, what, you advertise yourself, you market yourself, people will support you. That's the number one thing for me that I do, is to engage with people, talk to people, know your people, let people know where you are playing it, let people know what's going on. That skill will help you in terms of you never know who's going to support you. Lots of people, they like DJs, but they don't know where are they, where are happy is playing where. But if you engage with your people, you let them know where you are going to be, you never know who's going to sponsor you or who's going to like you and do something for you, something like that. So DJ battles are for you to prove yourself, how strong and how good you are. Because you will see at the end of the day, there's a list of DJs. This is DJ number 1, this is DJ number 2. So locally, I'm sure that to prove yourself where you are. If you hate another DJ because he has beaten you, which means you got a problem. Because what you're supposed to do is correct yourself on what did he do that made him win or that made him beat me. So you're supposed to correct yourself from that. Because me, I didn't start as a winner. Even the Miller DJ, I lost some couple of better of DJs and stuff. But you have to gauge yourself from that and correct yourself and better yourself and make yourself a better DJ. If you see yourself hating another DJ because you've lost a DJ battle or what, you won't go anywhere. You won't develop. Those guys, I can say most of the times they use reference of people. Like this other gig that I had with Castlelight. Castlelight, what they did, it was a street bash in front of Horizon. I'm sure they used social media, like who's active on social media, who's known around and stuff like that. So it gets me back to my point of socializing with people and talking to people. Because they'll ask someone, which DJ do you know which can play in blah? Someone will just name another DJ. Maybe they will look for 5, 10 people and say, give us 2 DJs. You won't be knowing because you'll be wherever. So if you got no good marketing skills and public relations with people, you'll find yourself not having any gig. Because most of the times for DJs to have a gig, it's about the people that like you. They're the ones who say, we want this one or we don't want this one. So I'm sure through public relations, it got me that, because I engage with people most of the times. It's still there, and now it's actually better than before, because now we got equipment that they can use, because as you know now, there are controllers, there are CD players. So back then I used to teach on CDJs only, but now I've moved on to even controllers and laptops, because most of these young and upcoming DJs now, they prefer the laptops and the controllers. But it's now bigger and better than before. And I've got, currently I've got about 5 DJs that I'm grooming. And the DJ that I've groomed, I've got Z Factor, maybe you know him, Magetsi, Teflon, Ali Touch. There are so many. But now it's actually bigger and better, because I'm taking as young ones, 5, 9 years, because my brother's son, I'm also grooming him. So it's big and better. Things are changing and things are moving very fast. So you have to also change and move on with time. If things are going that way, you also follow that way. You can't say, because me, I'm like this and it was supposed to be like this and I'll stick to this, because you'll be left behind. You are simply supposed to move on and change and move on with time. That's how I managed to be in the game. And that's how I'm still managing to be in the game for so long time, because I'm moving on with time. For example, moving on with time, my piano were not there in 2010. And then they are there now. And then people want my piano. And if I say I don't want to play my piano, and then who's going to dance to whatever I'm going to play? I'm going to move out there and there. So if there's my piano there, move on to my piano and play my piano and be relevant with what's there at that time. So that's how I do it. Is music business or industry? To me, I've made it business. Why? Because it's supposed to take care of me and it's supposed to take care of itself. If I take it as an industry, which means I'm just there and going. But if it's business, it's something that I'm supposed to make sure that it's there and I'm supposed to take care of. It's because if it's here in Blawa, it's because of it's same people. If another new club opens, people will just go to that other club. If another new club opens again, people will just rush to that other club. It's got nothing to do with maybe people might say DJ or what, but I'm sure even standards has got nothing to do with that. It's just the people who will be wanting a different feel altogether. Most of the times, maybe if a club kicks for 2-3 years and then a new club's open, people will simply go to that new club. It's because of that new feel that they were wanting to feel. It's very rare for a club to kick more than 4-5 years in a row. It's very rare and very difficult. And maybe it can have something to do with that, but it's got. How come they were going there when it was kicking all along? Or unless maybe if they change a DJ tonight and then people don't go there or something. But it takes time. It's not a sudden thing that all of a sudden people are not going there because of a DJ. But I'm sure it's just a different feel altogether. Yeah, I've tried music production here and there. But what I noticed about music production locally, it can take your time, lots of time, and then the results will be as little as this. I don't know why it's like that, but music production, yes, you can make hits. I've got tracks. I've done tracks with Senko. I've done tracks with Jajingtons, but the result is just little. It takes time for it to pay up. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's me, but for me, music production, yes, I can do a track or two. but the results of it, they're just too slow compared to other things that I can do, which I know if I put my time to this, and then I can come up with this. And then if I put my time in music production and do this, I can come up with this. So for me, that's how I take it. CLEO, because I used to dance to CLEO. I used to have Escalade 1 to 7, 8 and stuff. Now he has done a piano track. I'm sure CLEO is my favorite. There's CLEO, there's Maporisa, because their style, I like their style. The way they engage with people, they know how to do their thing. Even Sbue is one of them also. The way they engage and the way they market themselves, their public relations, they're always there. They got no time to rest. Actually, these days it's actually better because there's no much pressure in music business because of lockdown. So you put almost the other 80% on other things, because this 20% is for this. There are no clubs open now, and there are few gigs, if there are any at all. So you try it. It's actually easy in a way, because in the afternoon you won't be doing anything music wise, as in gigs or hires. So that's where I put my time to other things, and then at night when there are gigs and stuff, I simply divert to the music thing. Yeah. The challenge is mostly when it comes to music, it's the gigs. In order for you to get some gigs, some hires, maybe it's a dry season for that, so there are no hires at all. So that's a challenge, because no hire, no money. So you have to look for other ways that can simply call on other things, on the other business to come in and to look for something to do and to hustle there, because if you just sit, nothing will come. So I try by all means, when there's nothing this side, I'll try to push this. Right. Let me start with the name, where it came from, because most of the people, they're confused with the name. What's going on? Is it your other name? Is it your surname? What is it? What is Fudu? Well, Fudu is got nothing to do with my surname. It's not even my name. I told you my name, and it's not there. But what happened is, I used to have a Mini Cooper, a vintage, an orange, nice Mini Cooper, an old one, a nice one. So people used to call it Fudu. Look at that Fudu, look at that Fudu. Fudu is a tortoise, right? So people used to say, look at that Fudu, look at that Fudu. And I said, Fudu, it's a nice name. And then what I did is I just printed it on the Mini Cooper on top, front screen on top, the Fudu one. Fudu. You know, people, if they just like something, it's a sign that this name is a successful name. That's when I actually took that name and I made it my company name. It's a registered company, FuduMedia. Like, I'll start with FuduMedia, right? FuduMedia, we got PA system, photography, and we do also video filming. For weddings, parties, shows, whatever, corporate functions. And then out of that, we also got Fudu Veggies, this one. Fudu Veggies, we sell vegetables, groceries, anything which is got to do with groceries, sugar, salt, chunks, you know, matimbe and stuff like that, we sell under Fudu Veggies. And then we got Fudu Printers. That's when we do t-shirt branding, caps branding, like this one. We also do posters, business cards, flyers, brochures, and stuff like that. And then we got Fudu shuttle buses. I also got shuttle buses where we do airport shuttle, Matopo shuttle, Falls shuttle. So yeah, that's that. So because of Corona and stuff like that, we ventured more into grocery, Fudu Veggies, because people were not allowed to come into town. So what we're doing, we're delivering groceries to people. People order online and then we deliver, and then that's how we did it. That's about Fudu. Right, like this is what happened. When there was lockdown, they said, when it started, firstly, last year, March, I was relaxed and said, But yeah, I'm relaxed. 2 weeks at home. What's going on? What must I do? I must do something here. And I saw it on TV. Someone with a branded mask. I said, okay, what if I do a branded mask? And I did 2 for myself with 2 different colors. And then everyone was like, can I have that mask? Fudu mask, Fudu mask. Because what's fun about Fudu? People will just love it, not knowing what is it about. They'll just love the name. That makes me so happy because whatever you do, people just love it. They don't even choose or whatever. So I did 2 masks for myself. And then I was wearing it. I didn't even last the day with 1 mask. Said, okay, let me do 10. Same thing happened. Because most of these masks, I don't sell them. I give them to people, especially the frontline workers, the cops. So, so I stay in Bellevue. That's where my mom and my dad stays. That's where my family stays. Me, I stay in town. So when I was going to Bellevue, and they said, Kofu, do offer a mask, offer, I'll bring you. And I gave 1 copy mask. It was trouble with that person. How come you gave this one? How come? Now, all right, I'll sort this one out. And I did about 400 masks that I was giving to frontline workers. So basically, that's how it started. And it's part of marketing and people knowing the name. Yeah. Right. Where I come from pushes me to move forward in a way that whatever is there now, it wasn't there yesterday. Not yesterday, but way back. The progress and the progress and the drive behind, mostly it's because I have to get better than yesterday. And each year is not supposed to be the same as the other year. If this year I've got 1 speaker, next year I will try to buy another speaker so that there are 2, so that I grow each and every year. That's why you see the shuttle bus wasn't there, but it's now there. The vegetable wasn't there, it's now there. Because I try by all means that each and every year is supposed to have something on its own that I can say, okay, this year I did this. So mostly each year is not supposed to be the same. So if this year we got 1 camera, next year we'll try to buy another camera so that there are 2 cameras. If this year there's this, next year is supposed to add up on top. That pushes me just to add something on top. Yeah.
And how is it doing?
It has been a hassle, especially from last year to this year, because last year it was closed, it was tight. But we try. Whatever you get, you must be thankful. So things are tight, but we're trying to pull through. Okay, I'll start to young business people. It's basically the same advice, but in a different way. For young upcoming entrepreneurs, you're supposed to know what you want. If you want to stick to something, if you want to stick to making asbestos, do asbestos and stick to that and make sure you're good at it. That when people buy you asbestos, they will tell another one that I bought this asbestos from that guy. So if you're a DJ, you're supposed to have discipline, patience, and consistency. Especially discipline, because in this DJ industry, you meet a lot of obstacles that would either damage you or disturb you where you are coming from or where you want to go. So if you don't have that discipline, you won't even get there. It won't take you time. It will just take you down, because it's like that is the industry. So it's really needed discipline, consistency, and patience. That's what I can say.
What does this mean to you?
It means that I'm supposed to be grateful for whatever I have now, because I was born without anything. I was born without even a pant or a shirt. So I got a shirt. That's a development from that. So you must be grateful. I'm grateful for that. And now, whatever I have now, I'm grateful for it. Mothers, they need friends to help them from boredom. Because to be a mother, I'm sure you'll be old. And if you are by yourself without a friend, you'll be bored at home. Is where you have to express yourself from within you. Maybe there are so many things that are troubling you inside, and freedom is a way of expressing yourself. You're free. Are you free or are you dumb? Freedom, I'm sure it's a way of expressing the way you are free. Even if you are not free sometimes, but you have to be free with whatever you have. Money is never enough, because it's never enough, because we won't get to that how much is enough for me. Because if I get 1,000 here, I'll say, "Yeesh, why is it not 3,000? If I get 1,000,000, why is it not a 2,000,000? So it's never enough, but I'm sure maybe $1 billion US, it will be enough for me. $1 billion will be enough for me. People can find me on all social media handles, on FB, Facebook, Mzoe DJ Bloazim, on Instagram, Mzoe DJ Bloazim, and my number on WhatsApp, it's 0772 382 132. I'm also in Blawayo. I've got an office opposite Rainbow, 3 Havelock building. That's where we do our operations from. And I'm all over. If you see food, you see me. Firstly, we were doing without a phone number. Now we're putting a number to make sure that people follow, to make sure that people know the name and they will always remember the name, even if they hire us sometimes or they don't. But what matters is our name is going out there and they're supposed to know that we are there. One day or the other, we'll meet with those people and we'll work with them. We're open to work with everybody. We've got no conditions for everyone and we are happy. We're a happy family.